folks, this video we're gonna review the Asus Prime H810m-A Wi-Fi CSM motherboard, and voila, there it is. All right, so if you buy this series of motherboard, folks, this is the bottom of the barrel for Intel Core Ultra CPUs, right? This is not meant for the people that are going to buy the Core Ultra 9, the Core Ultra 7. This is, at the moment, I would say, for the 225 club, the 225F club. You're not going to overclock on this. You're not going to do a whole lot. You can just see it just smells of a cheaper board, right? So this lacks some of the features. Overall, this isn't that bad a motherboard. And why do I say that? You know, past H10m motherboards, hey, they've only had one M.2, right? This one's got two. You know, a lot of you may need more than one expansion slot, full size, right? This one's got the small one, so you're definitely gonna have to stick to your graphics card here. This one stops working for whatever reason. You're screwed if you have a CPU that has an F in it, right? Where you need integrated graphics. So that's always, you know, something I like. You'll find that more on full-size motherboards where you have, you know, 2, 3, sometimes 4 expansion slots. Only one of those is capable of the highest gen PCIe, right? Usually. So, but in this case, you know, you're on a budget if you bought this, most likely. Now, over here, you know, the common stuff. There's no CPU optional, but you have a few places where you can have your ARGB stuff. In the past, some of the cheaper boards didn't even have that ability to connect. Then, surprisingly, this is one feature that I don't expect on this level. If your case has a USB Type-C header on it or connector, here's your header for that, right? So that's kind of surprising. That's a feature I would not expect for SATAs if you're still using hard drives, which yours personally doesn't really use anymore. Front panel connectors, so I didn't see one for speaker. So you have all the common stuff in here. Your power switch, power LED, HDD, LED, and then the reset are all in there, okay? Now, CMOS battery. You know, this being a cheaper board, there is not going to be, folks, a BIOS reset switch, and there is no BIOS flashback plus. So you have to update the BIOS through the BIOS. Now, where does that suck for you guys? Let's say there's and I'm going to call it 16th gen Intel, right? Whatever is after this Core Ultra line. If it so happens to be compatible with this motherboard, you buy this used off eBay, they didn't update the BIOS, or this is a new motherboard in Amazon that's been sitting on the shelves for a year, you'll have to buy a earlier version of the CPU, one of the first line Core Ultras, to get the BIOS updated. Then you can stick in the newer one, right? If that happens. If it doesn't, then I just wasted all my time. So CPU power, there's only a 2x4 or 8-pin connector there. So this is not a motherboard you're going to do any overclocking on, right? As well, you know, you look at the heat sinks and everything, it's not really going to dissipate all that heat from a supersized CPU. I say supersized, you know, like a Core Ultra 9. I would stay away from this motherboard with those. The two M.2s, so that is nice to have that. In the box is the little expansion piece for both these, and then you put your M.2 in and then screw it in. In years past, they have really been chintzy about how you connect that M.2, which has amazed me. Like, I'm actually surprised I don't just go into this in that that spacer is in there already for me to put my M.2 in properly. All right, over here, folks, like I said, no BIOS flashback button. You've got Wi-Fi on this. That's nice at this level of motherboard. In years past, finding something on the H810m motherboard, hard to find, right? So minimal video connectors. You've got HDMI and DisplayPort. Of course, your CPU has to be able to have integrated graphics, right? If it has an F in it, you can't take advantage of that. 6 overall USBs, and unfortunately, only 2 of the good ones. That's what you get with a motherboard like this. If you need the faster LAN, folks, you're not going to get that with this motherboard, okay? So basically very bare bones. Is this worth 129 bucks? I don't know. I think honestly, if you're going to build a Core Ultra computer build, step up to at least the B860 level. Get yourself more RAM slots. Get yourself more USBs. I'm not even sure if my expansion card slot fits in here, so that I could have more USBs on this motherboard. But that is, bare bones. Do I recommend this motherboard? I'm going to have to say, if you're buying 225 CPU, that's Core Ultra 225, 225F. This will work for you, all right? I mean, this is meant for those. If you're going above that, if your CPU has a K in it, you should be looking at a Z890, Z890M, all right? Thanks for checking out my video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.